On the coke, got it nice. And I'm just too nice. Into an I got a good time. Size style Samahala 9745. Femola Timpola. This rock Lefa 10 minutes before the show. Pipeline got the Potso selection. 10 Majum. Exact. 10 Majum. Azagalina. Blomalina.
Vamos música de jazz de pocotó, vamos soltar de banque de pocotó, amba easy the playground. I want you to move.
Yeah, sure, I go by the name of Takafi, your number one MC, Mr. 626 Linyora, Mababono, Babizi Bongo. Welcome to the Pipeline Potso 10 Never Fit podcast, Dakasi podcast 9745. Yeah, I'm not Tamakili Monk, Tamale, the Queen, our host, and our guest, Mr. Thobo Tsutsulupa, and then we have our production team, Thobo Photography, Lefa Tsutsulupa. Shout out to my Chanteka Mole, Lebza, and Casket. Otherwise,
Yeah, I just want to say welcome to the second episode of the Pipeline. On today's episode, we have the legend of the game, the legend of the game, the myth, the legendary, none other than Mr. Thobo Tsutsulupa.
No, we didn't know.
Sharp, pizza.
I'm
not. Since MJ was covering Tony Azala Tiskine, Keraman and Tony Agashale Pratiza, Marondiniana, Loma, say Root Lorena, like Scala. Saxatiski didn't sound so. No Kakala Root Loredo, Kenatavi.
As much as Casala Diskine, but in the culture and the athletic in primary school.
Yeah.
Do you still remember no coach at the ticket?
Sure. So I show Potso 10 up the Thobo Tsutsulupa, Levola Naka or Shalando, Ovelona. I go with Kimang up the Thobo Tsutsulupa, Coach Thobo Tsutsulupa.
Yeah, ke holetse mo re ke hlaitse bona go manyatse mo ke holela mona my butter is here, my family is here, ke motho wa mona ke hae mo batswadi ba twa Lesotho Antlante ke na le country yung ka Lesotho
moshesho moso
Antlante ke Mosotho so but he nna ke hlaitse mo but he ka hae ka Lesotho le nna ntse ke dumela ba ke nna ke hotse ka ona bolo man background ga ke bolo fela
le rona go se ba bolo fela
o bile ka athletic people say is lying ka sekolo those are the things that also comfort zone nya hanyane fela as a person like how to especially the kids bana kana ko eno so I think it was important to get something out of my comfort zone I was happy go on netball just a little bit
netball
yes hona ka sekolo netball ke bo me ba coach netball ke buele bona so that khono what's about huta bana ke it's about the kids, it's not about me, it's not about me, it's about the kids.
Ona go ntse ithutana ke na go santsana ke na school
no ke le coach of football kana go
pele re fitla mo before being a coach like go skolong it always been soccer.
Yeah, I think in education.
Educational background, I want you to take us there. Educational background, no, kadile primary kai.
Ile ka manyatsi. Ke na school ka manyatsi. I think school sense possibly I think professional it's theory if I'm not mistaken. Ile ka mono from there ka high school ring. After my class di class ring then ka school sa Kopa. I think it was standard 6 at the time. Maybe it's grade 8, you know. And then from there. Yeah. It was standard 6 at the time. And then high school ka ring. Then we still played football ka school but not a whole mthana ka pala whole ka school ke Lefa. Ne ke ba pala not as much high school.
High school ono ba pala marking e lo rene like we were doing high school besides soccer. Other curriculum activities,
table tennis.
Yeah, I think we should have a game because I'm also good at that. We should have a game. We should have a game.
Anytime.
You're gonna lose, but you're gonna lose.
Anytime.
Idea of table tennis. That was only thing on way.
Besides football.
It was the and then passion being a coach.
Then I joined Mubs in coach again now Chacha. I joined Mubs again but I started up school in
But yeah, before being a coach, you were a player again.
Yes.
You even went professional.
Yes.
So how did that come about? Let's start with you as a player.
Especially high school. For me, everything is about football except education. If it is education, it was football.
Okay.
So sometimes they will give us a task at school or just do this task.
Okay.
I remember one day when I was supposed to do a task, Kara the book or the task, there was a magazine it was a kick off at the time.
Oh yeah.
So how about that task? Yeah, how about that task you to task the ball? Nakara that book. It like make it a task as far as school going. You can take kick off. You think I'm reading something.
I do also analyze about.
Yeah, so it was mostly about football, man.
So the love has always been there.
Yeah, it was always been there. I think coaching on in Shapilin Zegilin Tuana, by the way.
Is it?
I get maps, the coach around Neo Church and Zegilum Yanyana, so team Sala, but there was no dear coach. There was nobody that training for man produce it, like nobody.
Who was the captain?
The captain can go Nelly Bono. I'm
captain.
No, he was a good defender. He was a good.
So instead of for position your coach, captain, then you took over.
Yes. So I took over as a coach, but how coach on Lesotho. Yeah. So I think the love came from there and looking how thing or now it's you always do what it is. So I think the love coaching started now. I think I was 13 years when the love of coaching thing or I was already taking responsibility. Kadi PS at that time. In the field I was more of a lead as well. Directing traffic.
Never as a coach.
Yeah, a lot.
So the team in discipline is how coach on is structuring the team.
A lot.
I think last time like Mawan, if we didn't donate, shout out to Abdi Tapel. If Barry gets a night, honest now more like the donate they kept the discipline. You are Wabon.
Okay, also in just 90. I coach who play and
it used to come to that point like coach team up to team as a team. I did the same thing against Mapsi. Coach Ali took over. So even my brother was older. I was coaching even my brother Salada. I was coaching my brother. I was coaching Lefa. So it's not easy. I was my poor, but I was very stubborn in what I was doing. If I can do it and people complain, it means I'm doing the right thing. If people start complaining about it, it's the right thing. So yeah, Algatula coaching has been there. I'm going to have time. I'm going to benching, abuing and training. So like they were like discipline, doing whatever they're supposed to. It's the same thing. The same thing. I think discipline not gonna go anywhere. We have to listen to each other. I think working in a group, best thing is to listen to, but there's supposed to be somebody who leads. But you can listen. Ideas will come around, but as long as somebody is leading, then I think we're better prepared. So I'm surprised how we're gonna go now, but realize the way discipline. It's not easy. This
is literally yesterday. I was like, at this type of high Maradin Donald kids and the potential passionate.
Sure. So as a player.
How did you become a player?
I was thinking school, to be honest with you, I was not average student. I won't say I was an average student. So
but then it's funny how you are fluent in English. Average.
By average, you mean like you were A+ or below average?
A+.
Okay.
So most of my they are mostly you just followed the love of the game of football. So everybody felt I should have done something different.
Maybe being a doctor.
Yes, I should have done something different, but I think the passion was too much to ignore. So high school, I always felt I should go to trials, try my luck in professional. I think the first trials I went to like first stage. I went Free State Stars. They were in Butu. They were in Butu's there. They would see local guy was there. They were training. Yes. No, not the lady in Butu. What did that? No, Mataba. No, the lady in Butu. Bethlehem. Peter in Butu played for Chiefs. Yes, Peter in Butu played for Chiefs.
Was the nickname.
Yes, it was a nickname to him. Yeah, it was a nickname to him. So yeah, and small frame yaka, the coach are Mutena cannot play because of the small frame. No, he can't play. Even at training, he couldn't even give a chance or he unshave from training. So, but I was very disappointed. Or the coach doesn't even see me. He should have at least allowed me. He doesn't really want to play. Remember, he was a foreign coach. At the time, I understood or he wanted big players. So okay, I came. Yes. So they wanted big players with physicality, still one physical. Yeah. So I felt okay. But I was disappointed. I came home, but I didn't give up. I didn't give up. Like okay, it's him saying this, but others will like me.
Which year was this?
It was 98.
Okay.
The first doing matric. I did matric 97. The first matric 98.
Okay.
It was it was 98. I started about like football professionally. Before school, but he was doing matric in the school 98. The first doing matric.
So immediately after school, I get a from A plus.
Yes.
And then we let's straight into football. Nothing apply.
I did electrical engineering.
Oh.
There was a time. Okay, electrical engineering, of which I get like motivator. But even if you play football, the passion is football, but do something except football. Especially education wise. I did electrical engineering, N1, N2 thing.
Okay.
People were surprised last time. I actually liked him. It was professional day local. So never mentioned this guy is playing football. Yeah, what's wrong with him? Football also electricity. No, just that. Let's say but I have my N2. So
no to balance studies here and
I could. I think Celtic. I get to sign a Celtic. It was difficult to balance.
But the stories
we went for trials.
Like there were special trials or
no, they trials everybody. Everybody. So
okay.
Lefa was there. We're together there. Some of the friends are now. We tried. The funny thing, we never really mentioned our surname because that's one. Lefa Tsutsulupa. So we did there. We never really mentioned our surname because we felt even if you're good in they might cut one. So we were clever enough to say, we're not going to mention our surname, just Lefa Tsutsulupa. How was also a guy who was Velcom? He was coming from Velcom, not a team into Unisaints in Velcom. So I was also Velcom and I got to so that the connection I want to be clear. Because if you are good enough, the mic can't sign the player as I said.
Oh yeah.
Lucky enough, we signed only the time when we signed contracts. That's when it was 2 weeks. We're telling everybody 2 weeks. The whole 2 weeks retry the friendly game. So yeah, we tough because we have to play. But the good thing is that we're in the Baby's foundation team.
So I know his older brother is young.
Yeah.
On a mission no one must win. Whatever it's either I can win or Lefa win.
Yeah.
I Lefa win, I win. And like in never doing a really true.
Yeah.
In the whole if you want to allow you during like that difficult time because I thought everybody maybe on a shibile when or Kaidan Dona. I really team to Balaman. Taquenela Sai man Hote. Dona. Like kidding to know the other to give hot money have to motivate the learner because of I think Oka say to the external member. While motivated the teammates before the start of the experience.
Okay, I think what we agreed, I think the last training session we had, it was Friday, at 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock we had a session, training really too. You will be surprised because we really love the game. We came here, trialing on Monday, I think. The following Monday we have to go to Florida. So we trained really too. The whole week we trained together. So it was, if you make it, you have to pay for my fees.
Yes,
So if one of us made it, one has to pay for the fees of the other. So people always think we are brothers. We are not really brothers. He's my nephew, I'm his uncle. So he's the firstborn of my sister. So, but we share the same name. So basically, you grew like twins. You'll never know. There are photos that you won't believe. We'll think that we are twins because we are wearing the same clothes. So we are even now we are very close.
Brothers.
No.
Coach, you get the we two day or negative.
No, it's my nephew and his uncle, but you won't see even all together. We don't say uncle, but sometimes when he jokes a lot, then people uncle a lot, especially. So like uncle, it's my uncle.
So you went la trailer for the 2 weeks.
And the first week that I think the first day got your first impression last. The first day Kabeta Foundation team, the team that will play now against the trialist after that game. So the luckiest thing that happened, we were in the same team. So we knew each other. It was easy. Exactly. So we played.
And I go and get for you to him. Let me tell you. Coach 13 years. Coach, he had to be a professional soccer player. But man, now cover polo from 13 years. You get my point. There was never gonna be a disappointment.
So since in the little banner, so I feel in a bonsa for like there's like that connection.
You wouldn't see it if you don't know us. Only when you know us from the stands watching, you'll know. You can only you'll see them. But
style of play.
You can only see a very talented player. I think I always say to him already. I think the way he was used when he was a professional was not. I think as coaches at that time, I think we might have lost something with him that I think will have made him a super player. Especially his skills, he was wonderful. He was a good ball carrier. Could dribble. So I think those are the things that I think when he became a professional. So I think that's where I think the love of coaching even was like. But
you're like, I want to fix such mistakes.
Exactly.
And then you went pro, and then what happened? Injury or?
I went pro. Very excitement, but how can we sign really too? How can we sign? How can we sign a player as a super CPD? How did we strategize to be signed together? So they didn't know.
The hard work behind and stuff like that. They don't know.
We always put each other down at times and. But the good thing is that everyone was motivated to go to trials. Everybody, I think the trials Celtics after that, everybody was there. And we were like, okay, we even went and watched and motivated them because we felt if we could open for the others, why not? So we're excited to Babana trial. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it. It was not easy. And again, the thing out of Ladybrand, when you say you are coming from Ladybrand, you are starting to be compared to us. You should be better than those two. It was not easy.
So then last night contract said no, get first easy. No give out the experience. Lona le chu, le keto sign go
Celtics.
I think that's a familiar ring. We were humble, I think humble beginnings. In
the first team contract.
Yes.
And maybe probably in the 18, 19.
Lefa was 18. Lefa was 18. I was 20. When we signed. There's a 2 years difference. So I left in 1980. I'm 78. So there's a 2 years difference. So he was 18. I was 20. And I will say, at a time when we were signing professors at 20 in South Africa, it was a big thing because it's not easy. And then Lefa was 18. And no, it was something we couldn't really celebrate it.
Why not?
But we had to congratulate each other. It was more about the humble beginnings. I was trying to say that humble beginnings. One thing for sure, we had to call home and tell our mom, and we made it. We have signed. I think I think that was the most important one. Celebrating was not even in our mind. It was not even in our mind. We were like happy, like the parents have to know at home, and that's okay. They were excited, they were happy for us. So I think the family background was more like the family has to know if we are to be happy, let the people at home know and be happy for us. I think that's basically it. Otherwise, in terms of celebrating it, no. I think we were focused in trying to go on with the job that is at hand at the time. Exactly.
You are still tuned into the pipeline. And then, yes, Siwelele Samase, injury. From there?
I think I got injured in a bizarre way, man. You won't believe.
What actually happened?
I only cooled down after the session. Nerilala Vase the following day. It was Thursday. We were playing Vase the following day. Rothman's Cup at the time. You feel it when you are in the team already. You can feel it. Even the team that is being prepared by then coach, the late Stars Pool. We're doing the warm down, maybe it's a cool down behind the goals, and then there was a hit. There was a hit from behind Kabul. Physically, I'm not prepared for that hit. I think when my Lemoying and the ball hit, I twisted the ankle. No, we were finished. The session was finished. It was a cool down where we were supposed to go and stretch and do our stretching and cool down. So then the ball hit. Somebody just kicked the ball into the group.
Damn!
And it hit me.
It
was very serious. I think it was very serious. I had to sit down, and this guy who kicked the ball into the group, no man, no man, I can't walk. The pain I can't walk. No aim. I couldn't even put the foot on the ground. So I'm like, no, Akisha. And then the coach said, what's wrong? I was like, I injured. How? Because we finished. I was like, the ball hit me here, so I got injured. So the physio came, tried everything. Remember, I was supposed to play the following day, so I couldn't play. In the morning, I had to go see a physio. I could not even. It was difficult to stand on the foot. Was very painful. I couldn't in the morning, Friday morning, because I had to see a physio because we were training at night when I got injured. So we had to play the following day at night. So we had to prepare training at night. So we went to the physio, and the physio said, "Do you want to play this week?" I said, "I want to play. This is my chance to play."
Yeah, it's about time.
And then
was it supposed to be a first match?
No, it was not a first match.
So they did give
I played 3 then. I played against Tembisa Classic then. Super Sport then. It was a cup game, so we wanted to play in a cup game. So I got injured, so I couldn't really play. Disappointing. Lefa played in that game. Disappointing. We could not play together. I think
because I feel like the planner we're gonna achieve everything together. The cup games, the end of it.
It was very disappointing because it was not easy to really play. I'll say that because we had under 23 players that played in Sydney. Olympics. We had Wayante, Abramante, we had Ace Guru. Those guys were in the Olympic team. So to compete against them, basically, we have a chance when they were called for the national team. We had a chance to play because we are saying they are not there. So I have to play so that I can stay in the team. So it was not easy. From amateur to professional, then you have to compete. The players who are going to play in the Olympics was not easy. So I think the disappointment was more that you said it was my chance. Let me prove that I have been here. So it couldn't happen. So if I played, then he showed his worth playing there. So I think it could have been much more if I played. But you'll never know. I think that was very disappointing. But I had to be strong around that time. Went to the physio. I forced the physio to say I'm okay. I was like, please,
I don't want to lose my lessons. The physio I don't want to lose my lessons.
No, Tao, you can't walk. Then I couldn't. Was like, well, if you can walk from there to there, then I'll say you can play. Then I couldn't walk. Like you see, so I can't really. For just you are still young. You are still young. You'll recover. You'll then play. So the good thing was about the coach. Then when I went to the session, talking over the phone with him, I said, "No, Tao, don't force it. If you can't play, you can't play. But remember, you are a young star that can still play in the future. Don't force it."
The motivation.
Yeah. So I think the inspiration of coach even came from the late Stalis Puma. He was so good with us as young players that I felt I felt, after my father, this is the second father I got. Yeah, that's cool to say the teachers will be your second father or second father. But I really felt the love of Styles Pum when I was playing football. Yeah, there were teachers who were good to me, who understood me as a person. Because for me, people will say, they always say that, but it's not about Pilo Kutswanyani. It was about doing the right things and being good at it. So when we lost at school when I was in primary, I couldn't bear it. I couldn't bear it. I was like, Jens, we could do better. So there was a lot of quota when and look, but I'm just that kind of a person from a young age. So people say fella people look play. It was not about that, it was about doing the right thing and being strong and being yourself in the process. So I've always been myself. I think I took it from there. So
Utsibile for us to football from that injury.
Point after more, it took you how long or how looks maybe?
Yeah, it took longer. Why? Because Celtic was fighting relegation at the time, so I couldn't really break into the team. I could not really. I had to focus on the injury. Even when I got better, I couldn't really break into the team because we had to survive relegation as a team. So I said more. I said more on the stands. I think that made me stronger as a person. That experience made me stronger as a person.
You're not part of the relegation team.
I think. So at the end of the day, maybe in some ways, yes, but I wanted to be part of the team that will help the team get out of the relegation. But you won't just force your way in. So I think the last game of that season. Before the last game of this, we played Sundowns in Pretoria, and I was still recovering. I was doing rehab at the time.
Okay.
So Coach Styles Pum had to select about 16 players. I think he only had 15 players. Others were injured. So they were like, no, let's take Thobo. Just for motivation. Let's take him for motivation. And I was like, and I felt like if the coach can take me without level of the coach, then against Sundowns, no. But at that time, I was like, no, the confidence is still there. Then we went there. I think I came in as a sub. I think the last 10 minutes, it was okay. It was okay.
Plus you also injury.
Exactly. The coach still believes in me, so I have to work harder. The last game of the season, I came in as a sub again. We're leading. I think we're leading 4-0. I came in as a sub.
You guys were leading. Okay.
We were leading 4-0. We survived relegation at 4-0. So I came in. I played. So after the game, the coach came. Like, no. It was 99-2000 season.
Oh, okay.
So I came back. I played. So motivation was there to say, even if I go back home off season, I'll start training to get fit again and come back stronger. So exactly that experience, I think, made me the person I am today. I think I'm a lot stronger today because of what's happened in my life and what happened before because of that experience. So I'm a stronger person now. Even when I advise people that I'm coaching now, I'm coaching my boy. He's 9, he'll be 10 in September. So my experiences are like, I don't want him to go through the same thing I went through, but I'm trying to make him stronger from a young age. I think if you are stronger from a young age,
I think like
would have been better.
Not going your coach, you face something like you're like
yes,
dreams came true.
Yes.
So if you feel on a to that position most of the thing, I think now na challenge or it will go face everything.
Yes.
Out of it you come from a pro side, TV, everything. The haters and everybody.
Yes.
So we have to be strong, be strong.
Yeah.
So keep it no, I was an
no. I
like
think only,
after you
no. I think even one of my friends, when I was starting to do my coaching licenses, you know what he said? He was talking to one of the players. I think he said to them, if I was Thobo, I would have survived what he survived. And it's like, that guy is very strong. It's my friend, I grew up with him, but this guy is very strong. Whatever has been through and now until today, this guy has been very strong. So I think even the players that I was coaching at the time, others are still strong. We still talk. because of what I was instilling in them. So even today, I'm proud of who I coached, whatever they become. Anyway, how I don't. The respect for me, it's number one. Even if you have a wife at home and your kids, if the respect is still there, you'll see the same respect from me. I'm that kind of a person. But if there's no respect, you'll see immediately that there's no respect with you anymore. But I'll tell you immediately.
So we learned on how. Is he promising as a play?
I was talking to Lefa one time and sent a video from internet. And he said that Rashida, this name is Rashida. Rashida is under pressure. Look at what this guy is doing. And I'm like, no. In most cases, those guys who are on internet, they don't really make it professional. For me, they don't really make it professional. What is instilled is about skill, whatever. The most important thing in terms of being professional is what we do here with the boy. It has to be practical, whatever they are showing him, because everybody has to see the skill and everything. It's fine. But it's not about the skill, it's about the heart. It's about the heart. It's about, what does he want to do there? Does he want to be there? And the challenges. So that's basically what I'm going with him.
It's a random question. Back in the days, don't know the agent, the managers,
they were still there. I remember agent there. I think it was Clint Binkin, if I'm not mistaken. Rob Moore, if I'm not mistaken. Agent there, Lucas Khadebe. At KAIZER Chiefs, but he was at Leeds United.
On your level,
no, at our level at the time, we didn't have.
So like your contract came to you as a player?
As a player straight, yes.
Signing fee came to you as a player?
There were no sign-on fees at the time. I think at the time we were very poor. But there were no sign-on fees. I think from coming from a match level, you have to prove yourself for the second season to get a sign-on fee. Yes, there's a big difference. There's a big difference. But the problem with the difference that was then, it was more about talent then. Now it's about money than anything else. I think that's where we're going wrong with our game. It's more about the mind and the talent. At that time, it was more talent than money. It was more about that. Now it's about money. And for me, I think that's what killed our game. If it can be made about talent now, so many players will go through. Money is part of it. I don't mind money. Who doesn't want money?
Everyone wants
even
money.
millionaires are still making millions after. So everyone wants money. But it has to be about the talent first and the grooming of talent now. So it's not easy. We compete with the PlayStations. We compete with the TVs, the internet, the Wi-Fi, everything. So sports competes with that. So the more you take your boy to the stadium, when I come to stadium, he's always playing here. Well, after school, he'll do his chores at home. He'll come and play with his friends here. So I'm always saying, go and play. Because you want him to be outside most of the time. Our kids now are more in the inside. I think.
So, as a professional soccer player, I accept the emotions. I go back home. Then
wait, before that, Nick. Sorry. After did you find any type of job after, or you just went straight football?
I was adamant that I'll come back. I think the following season, after avoiding relegation, the following we got relegated. I think there was so much that happened there that the team used the player that was not supposed to play in the actual game that we won. So it has to go disciplinary hearing, all that stuff. So we got relegated. Then I got relegated with the team. I played in the first division. First is more physical. It was more physical then. I don't know now.
In how many years contract?
It was a season after. You renew after season. Remember when they sign with more like a gamble from a match level. They are risky. But whatever they see that season from you, they will say, okay, second season. They signed the second season. Yes, I signed for them as well. That's the season I got relegated. I played the first division. But I was not really myself anymore. You feel as a player that, no, I'm not getting to a level that I want. Okay, let me leave Celtic. I left Celtic. I went to another first division club in Pretoria. Power Stars then. It was lower Power Stars then, but it's no more there. So I played there. I think I started to find my form there. Lefa was playing Swallows then. I started finding my form. Yeah, I was like, no man, I could play because I was given a chance, and I felt okay. No, it's okay. Then I played everything, but now you this thing is always at the back of your mind, especially tackles. When somebody tackled you, it comes back. So it's okay to do rehab. I always advise to do a physical rehab. It cannot only be physical rehab. It should be a psychological rehab as well. People should talk to you psychological. I think the only thing with me, rehab physically, I think I was okay. I think what was left was only here. It was in my mind. I think even pro football they need people who can talk to players after injuries and not only concentrate on the physical.
I always thought they were there.
I never thought like it affect to the level of mentality psychological.
It affects. I think that motivated me to do my psychology as well. That's what motivated me to do my psychology as well.
What do you mean by doing your psychology? Like, did you actually study psychology?
I did sports psychology.
The coaching lessons.
I did that. I think in I was working Kakopan. How no coach athletic. I was doing my psychology. Sports psychology. Is it 2008 or 9? I don't remember. I was doing my psychology then. So from there on, it's like how you talk to the players who are injured. How do you motivate this guy to come back? How do you, because that's what I went through. So I felt there was not enough motivation when coming, especially psychology, just to drive me to come back stronger. Everything was on my own. The coach will call me to talk, but you were with your family and like, okay, we will be strong, but you needed
like professional
relegation. There was a lot of
so that's why I did my psychology. I think for me it was to help in that regard. And I think it happened because there was Thobo Tsutsulupa who got injured. He broke his leg. I think his leg was 14 then, if I'm not mistaken. I was developing him as a player, Mubs there. When you go to Mubs, he broke his leg. But I think I did physical rehab, learning from the physios. Physios gave me exercise to help him. And psychologically, I was there. I was there psychologically. So from what I've learned, it means this guy needed somebody next to him all the time. So psychologically, I was there. He made it through. He played the game physically as he was. I'm like, I need a good talk because of what I went through.
Shout out to
So coming back from injury, like percentage mentally, percentage physical, because I think most people think it's only physical. As long as Ale Shapulutu, but they don't know the impact that it had in the head.
I think it's more on the psychological side. I think it's more as people don't understand. It's more on the psychological side. If you've seen people who are recovering from accidents, who are recovering from injuries, I think Bernard Parker now is a typical example. It's not easy to come back from that kind of injury. It needs you to be stronger here. So I think he was stronger to come back, especially at this age. He might have said, "Let me retire."
I might as well.
He came back fast.
Exactly. So I think it's more mental than physical. We can mend knees and whatever physically, but it's more up here. It's more up here.
Okay. So coaching.
How
do you define coaching? Because I saw one of your posts saying coaching is an art. But I felt like that's not enough. I should hear it from you. Justice to the undiscovered, power to the unknown. You are still tuned into the pipeline. So you were still defining coaching for us. How do you define coaching?
I think, like I've always said, it's an art. An artist, when he paints a picture, they're always saying a picture says 1,000 words. Then you go back to a pianist. She or he always refines the work that he or she will do it. Definitely make it better. If everybody could do coaching, if it was easy, everybody could do it. I think that's basically it. But I think I've refined myself. I've discovered myself, and the good thing about coaching is that it goes with your personality as well. I'm not an arrogant person. I'm not an arrogant person, but you might even think that I'm arrogant when I'm coaching. That's exactly what you want to impart to your players, basically. When you're good at something, you're good at it.
Yeah.
And you know it. But it's not about being arrogant to people, but being arrogant in terms of the job that you do.
Yeah.
So people think arrogance in a negative light, where they say you don't want to talk to people, you do it, but Jose Mourinho is arrogant. He's very arrogant. He's arrogant. Now Kulana Mokwena is arrogant. So why are these good coaches arrogant? What is it about them that makes them arrogant? Because they know their job.
Yeah.
So
they always provide with positive outcomes.
Exactly.
But you have a consistency, they win the clubs.
Exactly. So when you get to a group that doesn't really understand that, you always think you are better than everybody else. How can I sit there and be a leader? I don't think I'm good enough to be a leader. So I think really coaching, it should be an art. You go there, you refine. Whatever I did when I started coaching, I'm doing it differently now. Because I'm not staying with what I did before. Because the football evolves. So that's why I'm saying it's an art. Even Brastal, the late Styles Pumo, he always say, no, Thobo, coaching is an art. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody can. You cannot be an administrator and already administrator before and now you become a coach. Why? Everybody's attending coaching courses now. It's okay. It's fine. It's wonderful. We have, it's fine. The coaching that people want to coach. But I think, come on, if you're a 19-year-old or 20-year-old, you become a coach. How do you teach players? You haven't even played football. How do you coach? How do you coach really? So everybody can become a coach now because with qualifications you become a coach. Qualifications, exactly. Coaching is not about qualifications, by the way. For me, I love coaching even before I can do my qualifications. So
before I introduce you, you have to qualify.
I already like coaching. So
I think coach is more like being a leader. Leaders are not made, are born. Coaches should be born. Because of only 13 years old, already only the characteristics of a good leader. Coach are your players. And then Otamo to get the school or Onalizaga is funded coach. This professional team next about the announcer. We all know it. Only player, only talent paya kaze pilivore. Wabona position yo 45 minutes yo ekabe fuwe motho mong a ipona tsore yena ke manga dlala bola. Coming back to taba yena coach ha re tle ka Mubs. No, ha sa dlala diski, o qetile ka tsa diski, o so qetile ka team ono dlala from South Africa. Inelinga na komvela.
Mvela.
Inelimvela league, imvela oyiqaba, wena qaba South Africa. Inelimvela. So otla you come back to Kokasi. Ke batla renke from no idea how you coaching o sotlo o etsa ko Mubs, and I believe how khutla ononzona le batho be le gona you played with nentse le your peers nentse badlala. How was the environment how so khutla as a coach? No, how sa khutla o so le play. You come back as a coach.
People thought I'll still be able to play. I was 26 when I started coaching. I was 26 then. People felt I can still play. Then I felt, no, I've wasted time. I want to coach. I think when I retired, total now I was in Uppington. There was a team then in Uppington that I went there for assessment. The last week where we supposed to play the first league game, I had to sign a previous week, but I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree. Then the last week they said, no, I couldn't agree last week, you can go home.
Just like that?
Yeah, just like that.
With the profile we have?
Yeah, and it was more like, for me, I felt they were supposed to sit down with me and say, hey, we can't reach this for you, but at least here. You could have, but they couldn't do that. Then I started, from that moment, I called Lefa immediately. I called, I said, I'm done with playing football. I'm done. I said, are you sure? I'm like, I'm done. So what happened? And I told him, I was like, no, this up and down that I'm doing playing football it's not helping. I want to do my coaching now. I said, okay, I'll support 200%. It's fine. Then I went.
Part of
exactly. Then I came home. When I came home, there were still Mubs then. They were playing Lingo Square. I think it was a teacher in Kaskolo Samanyati. And that's our coach. Yes, that's our coach. Then he came out because he teamed up and let's sing up. Came out Chumiaka was there. Then I started going in. Then Bam family about no when I coach a team because you so well retired. You want to coach. Then you can coach the family. No coach. Then I started coaching. I started coaching there. Then I think I started coaching maybe when I came back, it was in August. Started coaching in August. In November, I started to do my first lessons, coaching lessons. Immediately, I had to acquire and start to do my coaching lessons.
By that time, you had the knowledge that people need to have the lessons to coach. Because I see it recently, the most people the retired soccer players.
Yeah.
And it's trending currently now.
Yeah.
Better the licensing coaching. Yeah. By that time, when we came got the light.
And when I retired, I think the coach was at the same team in First Division in Uppington. I said to you, I want to do coach. He said, are you sure? I said, yeah, I want to do coach. Okay, I'll get the tabatlis. I know it's because he was already in Safa structures as a coach.
Okay.
So here I'm feeling information or coaching training, whatever. How far what this is what you do. So I had to do that. Then I started my immediately after it's a course or a course in Bloemfontein. Then I went to do it. Maybe it's a introductory. It's a D license now. It's a KEF D license
and then
now.
You pay for that.
Yeah, then you pay for it. Then I went for it.
That much.
At that time was not expensive.
But now, now it is.
Now they're very expensive. Yeah. So
everybody wants to be a coach.
Yeah. Then I went there, came back, and started coaching, taking seriously, developing players, younger players. I had to build under 12, under 15, and under 17s, and the senior team. Because I had to start developing younger players as well. Coach a senior team, but develop younger players as well, because it gives you experience as a coach. Because the D license is more about grassroots level, where you're coaching younger players and development. So I had to have those things. Exactly. So when you go to B license, C license, and A licenses, it's more about the seniors now. Yes. So I had to start there.
So how many years how many years fully committed now?
For so long, Loser was 12. I think Loser was 11, if not 10.
Yeah.
At that time.
And Loser is 3 years older than me, meaning I'm fine.
Yeah, so him and the Madebos and Madebo Sheiks. Then
coming to the point, we go in there. Yeah. So I believe everybody. Professional player. How professional soccer player Ladybrand how it's on my I'm assuming I can say that team was behind Mubs. How many the players or the coach they made it
professional.
Even if they didn't last go professional, they had opportunity. I
think the first,
you can name them
the first one Majoro. Majoro, I think we coached him when I because those are the players that I got when I came back after retirement and coach. So it's him. Yeah, it's him. And then I started working with my devils.
Coach has been coaching. Coach and done
I think Lefa from Cosmos to Solos, it was me talking to Governant. From Lefa moving from Cosmos to Solos, I did talk to Governant.
Age. Respect how old were you? Movement detail, the blind detail. Only how many years? 26 years. Kana ko khale timene le tota na ke lo ba coach go re wa utwa the way tleng ka teng the way tleng ka teng wa ntse go tshore ya fitla etsa la jwa le timene it was Lefa Majoro.
After that came Sheiks Madebo. But he was
Sheiks Madebo.
He went to development at Celtic, and I think the last season of Meresdorp, I think it was NS Meresdorp, the coach there. He was supposed to be promoted now to a senior team. I don't know what happened, but he was supposed to be promoted. He was already training the first team then.
And he's still pushing. He's still pushing.
He was supposed to be promoted. And then after that, there was Mega. But Mega, I think, Mega was the most talented player I've ever coached. I always say that. I think he was just unlike you. So many things. They didn't understand his style of play. I think sometimes when we are unique, because he played for Celtic as well. I think age caught up with him, so he had to leave and go for Mangau United at the time and played and tried to get himself back, maybe get to PSL. But I think Mega was the most, but people didn't understand him at the time. I think coaches, I think South African coach, I think there's so much that we need to give to our players. I think if Mega couldn't make it professional, I think there's something that is still lacking with us as coaches. If I were to compare Mega with Iniesta, compare Mega with Bernardo Silva now, Mega is one of them. The way he plays, you see the same players. Yeah, the way he plays, you see those two players basically. But I think at the time people didn't really understand his style of play. I did not really understand his style. So that is why whenever I go, maybe coaching is one of the players that I always take. Not because I like him or love him, but his style of play is different. It's unique. It's very unique. So I think he should have been nurtured to be the player that he's supposed to have been. But I think the style of play confused so many coaches. But we say Bernardo Silva is a fantastic player. Iniesta was, but Mega was in the same class. Honestly, he was in the same class.
That's a huge compliment.
Yeah, he was in the same class. Changing of direction. You know, when the ball is like there's a clue on your feet. So those guys were like that. So Mega is like that. So I think we have a long way of getting the best out of our own players in South Africa. We sometimes we have to allow them to be not that you give them freedom as such, but allow them to dictate their game and dictate opponents and how we want to play. So he always fits in the style of play that I have, because my style of play is players bo loser bo made those bo tapelo ntema bo makamu. Those are the players that made my style of play, because when you look back, you look at them as like
the whole era, everybody who went there counted the players. Macam, no, but Mr. Veteran. He played for Mangau, United captain, if I'm not mistaken, at some point. United. Shout out to Lena Macam, and he's still behind Yona Lentono, Tiskino.
But can tell the players are treated Buanga and Siluti Bare. He sort of like allows them to express themselves as players.
I think that's what I'll say disturbing our football. I won't say key, I'll say disturbing our football. I'll go back a little bit. Who was coaching Dr. Kumalo before? Did he have qualifications? The person who was coaching Dr. Kumalo before when he was a youngster, when he was in development. Did he have qualifications? No, he did not. Did not have. Excuse me. Who was coaching who had qualifications? So that's what I'm saying. Those coaches then, they knew that you have to let players be themselves first. Then you make them a team.
But teams are to football. Most of the time, showboating.
You see, people think the showboating. When Ronaldinho did his showboating, it was not called showboating because he was black. When you do it in South Africa, you had Zongo doing whatever he's doing.
We're having Squama.
And it's like cool. But if you had Ronaldinho doing that, and Squama comes and do it, and it's like no, Squama cannot do that. For me, I'm always saying those type of players are unique.
If you have
a flavor with those kind of players in your team, I think it will work for us. I think not being exaggerated, but it has to be a way of helping the team go forward to score goals. That one I'll agree with you saying. Okay, but if he's doing that and the team is struggling, or the team loses games because of lost possession, whatever, then I'll say no, it's not working for us. But if it's working for us, disturbing opponents, for us to score goals, why not? Why not?
So coming to this one, Coach, come up to achieve the league, when you recall the trophies, what was the worst experience you ever had, Mubs? And the best experience of up until now?
Let's start with the best.
I think the best one this team was promoted to ABC, it was Vodacom then. Nobody gave us a chance. I think we played in the league. We came fourth when we first bought the status. We bought the status SAB. Then we competed there. The first season, I think, when I was a coach, we were number 4. Even before then, there was a Shooting Stars. Mubs didn't have league status at the time. There was team under the Tuso in Lusaka Stars. Mubs players, they had to come Mubs in the playoffs below, they couldn't go through the playoffs back in SAB league. So then we felt as highly normal, let's can we talk to Tintate to sort of company team for these guys because they're disappointed. So he agreed. Then we form one team, two teams, but that's a one team. And then carry but mostly rest one leaking la Lusaka stars whatever. So it was good for experience for them. After that they too, so I feel we cannot carry on with the team happy Arisa status. So we had to find our ways of getting, because the players were used to playing in SAB League. We had to find our ways. We had to buy Celtic status because I had connections. I knew people at Celtic. They were selling status. I had to go to Blue status. We bought the status for Mubs now. It was Mubs Street. So that's when first season we went position 4. And it was like, okay, let's prepare. We built a team for second season. We went position 2. I think the third season we won the league.
Wow.
We went to the playoffs.
Became the consistency.
Yeah, definitely.
So
and we won the league, and I think we won the league when I just qualified as a D license coach.
Wow.
And then we won that.
Wow.
Then we
The
won.
stars were aligned. The stars were aligned.
Definitely.
And what do you have to show for it, coach? I can't license it. I just won the league. I just won the league.
And then get to qualify. Being a qualified coach. Na coach mena ka to an 8 degree coach. Winner a league competitive. I think it's the only league competitive because of everybody wants to go there.
Wants to go to ABC.
Yeah, also le boma PS. I think like the premiership. Se re batla re retse Zaga. Retse Zaga re retire. Yeah, also na ntwe epa. So utwa
so that was the best moment.
The best moment.
West? I don't know who said West. Yes, West.
The worst moment is I think when I was coaching them, I think the worst moment is when we won. Okay, the team got relegated. I think we requested funds locally. We couldn't get the support. We only had a transport sponsorship where we could get a bus, a taxi to take us to the games, buy food, then petrol, all these games. But the real support of Manyatin people was not there. I think for me that is the worst moment when
they should have given
exactly.
The support
I think the team should have been supported by everybody. They had their own teams, I understood, but we're only team that was playing that league.
Moving,
exactly.
Much more like movement was Celtics.
No, when the Celtics is supporter.
So I think everybody should have supported the team then. As much as everybody had their teams local, but we were playing in the league that
no longer in the same competition.
Exactly. So we wanted that support. It was not enough. I think that is the biggest disappointment from the look. You know why I'm saying it's the biggest disappointment? Because they have kids now. If the team could sustain the ABC status, then so many players will have been stars by now. They've been playing professionals by now. So many players. It was not enough those that we sent to professionals. So I think if that status was kept, and for, not only for me and Mubs and whatever, for the community, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you still tune into the Pipeline Potso 10 podcast Dakas 745 eba fetong regional team and our best coach Mokazi can now developing can now system bolo ka mitsa bolo ya kasi
o ka se buka bolo ka se sa buka
never go wrong now utlona o raise the fact that the renekeng for tabe support if the please support us. I want the Pipeline. Support.
Remember to subscribe. Support the Pipeline.
If na kwele community ne le committed ta whole support the Mubs. La utwa chimene where I buanga tenga berele kai. Surely no ka bona le bomadi under 12 academies under Mubs. I wonder if you can go to the places they pick. How can fit about choose you go Max Park you find the academies bo in the South of Africa then instead of to the possible we just need support. Because the logona no but ka support na logone se the thing also sa acting the way baba ta work there as we say neglect the please let subscribe support the Pipeline then you achieve all that to produce it the player karakasi now
Mubs. Yeah. Because people have different stories.
Yeah.
The only story se ra sa provang ke story sa motho other the pipeline ga botsa motho a teng.
Yeah.
We don't talk about somebody lo re hayo.
Yeah.
Botsa motho a teng.
Yeah.
So re tlo nka story sa team.
Tango.
He was ke na motho a tlileng ka map.
Yeah.
Ona se seng se closing ka after se.
Yeah, obvious. Obvious.
Actually le profile ya the map.
Yeah.
Where that thing
Yeah.
I mean everything went well wa ba le di achievement is a buyer. Then what la right all next akenam.
Yeah.
I think the time when I felt I needed to move for my experience now as a coach.
Yeah.
Outside and then I think I started the first team that gave me opportunity was Bloemfontein Young Tigers. I think I went to Bloemfontein Young Tigers. The coach there, the Dohara gave me a first chance as a coach on the outside Ladybrand. I was coaching them.
In the computer
they were just being relegated from first division into ABC Mutsipe. Yeah, vodacom, yes. That's a first experience there. I think it was good enough because I wanted the experience, not from locally, out of the comfort zone.
Like you had the resource.
Yes. The team was number 2 at the time. I think the number one.
Like he had the number 2.
Yeah, number 1 was I think 3 points, if it's not 2, if I'm not mistaken. Then, so and then we're still gonna play 2 games. Then I felt we can still win those 2 games and be number 1. But I had to leave immediately and come back. I think after the 7th game, I had to leave and come back home.
On top of the 7 games,
we lost only the first game. The first game, I just came in. I think it was a week. I came the week leading to the first game. So there was a coach already preparing the team. Then he gave me the team on Thursday to start working with them. Friday started working with them. But I think it was not enough because I think the time was not on our side. But I had to go and sit on the bench. We lost 4-0 that first game. So there were people talking. I think the ex-players who played for that team before, they were talking behind the bench. They were not really saying good words. But it was okay. I was a coach. Those are the things that I had to go through. I think from the second game, they started understanding what I wanted. Then we won. We won all 6.
Wow.
We won all 6. Exactly. We won all 6. So that's when we were number 2. So I think I had to leave after game 7. I think game 7. Yeah, I had to leave after the game. I think we won that game. We won 3-2. Yeah, we won that game 3-2. I think I had to leave after that game. Came back home. I think I felt Mubs needed me more at the time, and I think as a coach, the experience was fine, but I felt I still have a duty to do at home. Then I came back. Mubs. Khail was the coach. When I leave, Khail always take over as a coach. Then I had to come back to coach. I felt there was so much that
Coach Junior.
Yeah. I felt I had to come back because I felt not coaching my own team, so to say, or coaching the players at home. I wanted to experience so much as a coach before I can really go to the top leagues. I felt the league that I was in gave me opportunity to make mistakes and learn from them. The art is part of it that I want. So I felt at that point, Tigers was one of the top teams maybe in that got relegated. So I think there was a lot of pressure for the team to go back in the first division. So I felt the environment was not conducive for me to really be myself as a coach and develop better as a coach. Then exactly. Then I felt no, let me go back home with those boys at home. I think my ideas runs better in the young blood and everything. Exactly. So because at that level, sometimes your ideas people don't really, you understand. So I had to come back home so I developed my ideas.
So I came back home. Management or
it was not about the management as well. It was more about not pressure again, but it was more about finding myself as a coach. Because the team had to win games to be promoted back into the first division. So the pressure was there always, because the pressure was always going to be there. Yeah. But I felt this trying to win to get back to the first division is going to disturb my progress as a coach, the development of my coaching.
Makes sense.
So I felt let me leave so that I can still progress the coach that I wanted to be.
Okay.
So I had to come home. I think the environment here was more to say, this is the coach that I want to be.
Okay.
So even if I make mistakes here,
He's the coach.
I'm the coach.
I'm the coach here. This is how I want football to be played. Let me coach these guys and see if my ideas can work at this level. Okay.
So the ideas were working. So you won't believe the same ideas are still with me now because of the experience there.
Yeah.
But I think if I stayed at Tigers, I would have developed as a coach that I am now. I wouldn't.
So from Tigers, what was the next scene?
Maps. Maps again. I have to stay.
Maps is
develop
a
more.
window.
Yeah, maps.
You go.
Yeah.
We welcome you to
Yeah.
home and
Yeah.
Maps again.
Yeah.
Then how did the KAIZER Chiefs call up came?
I went to a course. I think this is the biggest qualification in Africa. 2015. KFA license.
You're holding a KFA license?
Yeah, I'm holding a KFA license.
Hey, shout out to you, man.
No, it was 2015. When I was in a course, I met Arthur Zwane there.
Mr. Chandrapolo.
Yeah, I met him there. When sometimes when the feeling is mutual, when things are, you get attracted to each other.
Yeah.
So I think we got attracted to each other in terms of what we were doing. I think the topics during the course.
Because that time Agirelena he was doing the license.
Yeah, he was doing the
before
license
you can
with
take over the multi-choice team Chiefs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we were together the same course.
More, coach.
Yeah, we did it together.
So
and then we qualified together. And I think he recommended me to apply at Chiefs.
Yeah.
He said, "Coach, apply. There's a vacancy at KAIZER Chiefs. You can apply. I think you can. I think you can make a good coach there in terms of the requirements at the club." Then I applied. Lucky enough, I was called by the HOD there to go for an interview. I didn't go at Chiefs when somebody was like, "I will come to Chiefs." No. I went on Chiefs. I went to Chiefs on merit. It was on merit because I had to go and do the presentation.
Yeah.
I still remember the topic was how do you coach the seniors compared to the youth.
Juniors, right?
So that is basically the topic that I had to go through. And after that, you have to go practical and coach the players at KAIZER Chiefs in terms of in practical. So I was at Chiefs on merit. Because they liked what I did and I passed the interview. The practicals was wonderful. I think that's when I
you coached Ngosingi Pilengo.
Yeah, I coached. I got him there. I coached him there. And
I saw the article.
I
And
coached
Bunting.
Yeah, I coached Bunting as well. I coached this guy. Is why do you have to forget his name? He's playing United States. He was playing for KJ as a right back. Sometimes in the middle. I just forgot his. I don't know why I'm forgetting his name.
He was good.
Yeah, he's playing in the United States now. He was a central defender, and when I got a Chief, I always felt as a central defender, I think he's too short for a central defender. I think he can play in the middle. I think he can play in the middle or as a right back. So when I left Chiefs, I saw them playing as a right back. I saw the senior coach playing as a midfielder. As a whole midfielder, I was like, this is what I've said when I came to Chiefs first.
Yeah.
He's a good player, but I think he can do well in terms of his height in those positions.
Oh.
So that's what I always do, and to see like because when you coach the youth, you coach in terms of what is happening in football generally.
Yeah.
It's like you because it impacts them as well.
Yeah.
The implications for the youth that are coaching now in terms of the football that is going to be played in 5 years' time or in 10 years' time, you should be able as a coach to see what is happening, what's going to happen there. I mean, when you coach here, you should be able to be teaching them, teaching them in terms of what are going to go through during that time. So that's basically it. So I could see him to say, no, I think this guy can play better here. I think this guy can play better. Even Ngobo, the player, when I played him first, I'm like, this guy likes to roam.
Yeah.
If you give me a fixed position to play, it's a fixed position. It's not gonna play. Let him roam. The freedom that we talked about to say, just give him a movement. Let him
give
move.
him a free play.
Exactly. I even called him my Javi because I think at the time Barcelona was one of the top teams in the world. There's Javi Hernandez who played for Barcelona.
Yeah.
So for me, when I looked at him, I saw the same players.
He's a star.
Yeah, I saw the same players. So Javi will take the game. Javi will move everywhere where the ball is. Javi will create space for the others. So I'm like,
him shit.
Nobo is a kind of a player. So we should be giving him freedom like that so that he becomes himself. Remember, you don't dictate how the player plays.
Yeah.
You give them freedom to himself first. When you give freedom for him to be himself first, then you are able to coach him.
Yeah.
But if you
what are you coaching?
Exactly. Now you know exactly strength. What can you do? So, but if you're already saying this is what I want you to do, I mean, for me, I think I think that's what we are doing, coaches sometimes in South Africa. I think we let the talent.
Yeah.
Give me them not.
We on purpose of something. If we were Sheikh Skungwane, there was the late Sheikh Skungwane from Alexander. He played for Chiefs. He could pass. You could look one direction and pass the ball the other direction. You understand? But people are saying, but this guy is confusing my players. This guy is confusing my players. But if Ronaldinho was doing it, it was okay. No, this guy is brilliant. Because from Brazil. I think, for me, I always felt the South Africans are better than the Brazilians. I think technically, I think we're better than Brazilians. Yeah, we have good players in South Africa. I think if we let them be themselves first before you coach them, then I think we can produce a lot of quality players.
So when you get a big call like that, hey, interview.
Yeah.
Do you bring the team with you, like the management, or you just go alone?
Yeah, you go alone. You go alone. You learn the culture of the club. You try to understand the culture of the club. You understand what the club wants to achieve and how the club wants us to the game to be played.
But it ain't how long the interview, I think.
It took a week. No. I went there on Monday, but the interview was on Wednesday. So but I had to go there to start. I had to go there earlier.
So how can you experience a coach like you're in a big team now? The biggest team,
probably the biggest in the country, maybe in terms of supporters.
Even in Africa, I think so.
In Africa. From their product. Product has to be perfect. The under 17.
Yeah.
You're preparing the players
to the
senior level, and it's not just the senior level. It's not ABC to vodacom. It's development to Premier League. How was the environment? The pressure.
That environment when you first come into that village. You don't even need to talk to anybody in terms of what is needed in that environment. It's there. The environment itself tells you that there's excellence there. So for me, when I went there, I had to up my game as well. I had to do a lot of soul searching. I had to do a lot of who I am as a coach, where I am, how can I mix the two. I think the best experience that I got is first time when I took over the under 17s. I think, when I was doing my practicals, when I was preparing my field for the players, when you look around, it's like I'm at KAIZER Chiefs, and for me, when I was growing as a youngster, I felt I wanted to play there. I felt I'll go there as a player, but it couldn't happen. But when I was there as a coach, I'm like, it's even more pleasing than being a player, because now we are developing players for the big club,
big mission.
Exactly, and it's not easy. It's not easy. There's so much that happens that you need to adjust to, and be able to deal with the environment as a whole. Remember, I'm coming from Free State. As an ex-professional player, it's okay to get into that environment, but I think there are legends of the club. There are legends at the club, and they see you there, they don't know you. Others, they don't even know you. Like, who is this guy? What does he? What happened? How could he come here? So for me, when people start talking like that, for me it was I always say,
you knew that.
I understand this was going to happen, but if they want to get answers, they can go to the management. And if they want to know me, they can go to the management. Then they'll know me. But for me to explain myself to them, for me, I'm there to work. I'm definitely okay.
So then unkile nako kae for KAIZER Chiefs? How many
2 seasons?
2 seasons.
So hopefully first match how is it?
Ne re bapala le Sundowns, re bapala Asian Cup, Asian Challenge Cup at the youth under 17s. We're playing Sundowns. I'm one person that enjoys the moment, but I want the players to enjoy the moment as well. For me, I gave players freedom. Remember the first week, I think that was my second week, yes. It was my second week there, but I felt, I don't know them as much, but for me to know these players, I have to give them a little more freedom in terms of what I want to see, because for me it was more mental than anything else when I first got there and get the first game. So I gave them freedom, I only motivated them. move around a lot, motivated. After the mistake, motivated them a lot, keep motivating them. Because I want them to be themselves, basically. Because what I wanted to see is that how do they perform? How are they playing in this environment? Is the environment bigger than them? Or can they cope with the environment that they're in? Because as a coach, if a coach comes and the environment, you are trying to cope with the environment. As a coach, what about the players? So my first game was remember we were playing against a big club, Sundowns, and they want to beat you as well. So for me as KAIZER Chiefs, you want to win as well, but it's not like you always have to win in development at the end of the day. For me it was more about how do they cope in the environment. Exactly. So I could see from that first game that I think the environment is getting up to them at times. I think sometimes, because of the psychology background, I'm always doing that, because you're like, let me see, can they cope in this environment? Are they really doing themselves a favor in this environment? They were good players, but we can see when they get to play now at training sessions, but when it comes to the game, it's a different story. Remember, KAIZER Chiefs, the pressure on its own. So even in the development, it's the same. So I think for me, what I got in the it was not about tactics and everything. It was more about the psychological part of it. To say these guys, for me, I felt they were not coping at that time. They were not coping to play for a team like KAIZER Chiefs in the development. They were good players. Take away nothing away from them, but I feel psychologically they were not there. I think.
You feel like like pressure from the.
I think
leveling
pressure. It's not about pressure. Over pressurized, you're in a big position. Everything to you, link to your room, to Bible. So you try to perfect everything. The pressure automatically, it's more like for the politics. How is a president already get pressure? I feel like the position is usual. You have to be under pressure.
You are right. You got a coach. I think that is the most important thing that you just mentioned. I think the pressure of the club itself. Let's be honest. Chiefs not doing well at the moment. So think about the pressure of when first team is not doing well. Even in the development, it's not nice. It's not nice because remember, those guys want to be there. So that's what I'm saying. It's more the psychological part to say, how are the first teamers dealing with the pressure that's going on with the club now? So this thing should be in the development as well, to say there should be psychologists employed. For me, I even recommended that. To say we need a psychologist at the club. I recommended that to the HOD at the time. I was like, I think we need a psychologist there.
To talk to the guy.
The coach. As a coach, sometimes they say you're a psychologist as well. But I'm like, no, you need a professional. I can motivate them somewhere until they you need someone who's capable. Then some people will say, we don't need that. Somebody said, no, we don't need that. Come on. Go to Manchester City. They have a psychologist there. Go to Chelsea. They have a psychologist there. So I'll always recommend to have a professional there.
So did you end up getting
I think it during my, I don't know now, but during my time it didn't happen. I think it was more about the coach do your job. But for me, it's like I can do my job, but some things are beyond me as a coach. When they're beyond you need a professional to come in and help the environment. So I think any not only in the big clubs, I think any professional club, if the pressure that these guys are going through, they need a sports psychologist can always talk to them.
Because the media as well.
They need people to talk to them.
Plus, obvious. Some the players can maybe they need to talk more, not about the
Yes.
They need to express. They need psychology or whatever.
Hopola nzo shebeletse the Pipeline. Remember to like all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and also subscribe on YouTube and hit that notification button to not miss an episode. So yeah, wala khona ifumana psychologist.
I think at the time, I think maybe the team was not in a position maybe or but it was one of the recommendations. But I think maybe come around they consider it maybe, but I don't know now because I've been I've left for long there, so I don't know now. But I think not only at KAIZER Chiefs, I think every professional team.
But because you left on a good terms, it was the contract, the 2-year season, you quitted the fella, and then What's a man? Maybe you had the conflict level management team.
No.
Because of whatever I know about the case, but let's something everything clear. Whenever that they had a woman guy on, maybe team did that. Yeah, it make it clear. Well, when you go, maybe we feel kwa a chica banan to KAIZER CHIEFS bana complain management there.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what the pipeline we are to stories are high. Saying so, mama would say.
Yeah.
It was a mutual concern until the KAIZER CHIEFS. We agreed to part ways. I think they wanted to give me a position of at the club, yaba technical officer in the development to align the first team and the development basically in terms of administration. But I felt I'm a coach and it's difficult for me to take that. And, I felt no. I think I rather stay as a coach.
It's clear of it. Really. I know the topic here is about why team men left. KAIZER CHIEFS. And no really why he left. Go to the team in the coach Lengovel. And all my mates in the corner. And once I work, the reason why I left to really saw from Atlantis. You know to a team men. They wanted to him or a position he didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
He's a coach.
Yeah.
Went to Lefa. So into outward, what was the nickname?
I came back home and then I came back home.
Mubs again.
Mubs. I came back home. I think Mubs is I came back home. Then I got some Lesotho Premier League team. I think I went to environment where I think now I had to be. Those ideas from the development, the coach, the players that I was coaching, all these ideas had to come back now, and the experience at KAIZER CHIEFS as well. Not because at KAIZER CHIEFS we were allowed to go and see and see the first team coach coaching Steve Kompela. So you learn as much as only by watching, observing, you learn as much. So all this thing had to come back to me now to go to also to coach the Premier League team, Deepak. So yeah, we did well there as a technical team and the team. I think the first time the team was in the top 8. That was the first time the team had. I think they were promoted. They had 3 seasons in that league. They never qualified in the top 8 before. So the first time we came in there, we qualified to the top 8. Playing the best brand of football.
You get the Jimmy They want you to take it fair.
Yeah. So we did take it fair, honestly, with the people that I've worked with there, and we were number 8 in the top 8 for the first time. So with a good brand of football, I believe. And people like the team, what I've learned from KAIZER CHIEFS and what I've put in there and came with ideas that I felt were working then. And yeah, the team was doing well. I think in the second season, the team came back. I had to improve the team as well. I had to improve the team.
Now you're using your own ideas.
A tough second season. I think now the players were seen from the previous season. The teams wanted the players to join them. The big teams in the country, so they wanted those guys to join. So there was so many things now working against us. But the good thing is that we drew so many games. But never really lost so many games. We drew so many games. We never lost so many games. I think if I recall, I think we lost one game. We lost one game. We played so many draws. But I think we're doing well. I think it was more of a transition. The players now, they were more under pressure than the previous season.
On that go countering you, they only have the one Premier League. That's the only top league.
No, they have A division. For them, A division in South Africa is first division. It's the Vela League now, or Motsipe Foundation League now. It's the first division that side. It's A division, and then they have B division. The B division is ABC Motsipe this side.
So from your experience, the team into the coaching of Yakara in a legion experience, I think in terms of like the challenging environment, the players go like. You still come across to the players to like maybe what I'm trying to go like the style of football. Yakahi. In this one like around the likes of Shakes.
Yeah.
The likes of maybe Squama Samatariana.
I think Lesotho is not that different from South Africa in terms of the players. I don't think they're that different. I think just
the reason why it was now because of they only a few players that from Lesotho. You can't say in PSL Banale.
So many.
What I can say, maybe I can say Zimbabwe is more. From Han. Lesotho only a few players. So that's why the level of football, style of play.
I think they just need exposure. I think they because the Asians they should have Asians in Lesotho as well, because I think the Asians can help move the talent in not only to South Africa but I think the whole Africa as well, because there are good players in Lesotho, by the way. When you talk about, there's a guy that I've signed in the park, a good player, but he was still young at the time. He was more like Mega. But we could see him more like Mega, a good player. So basically they're saying the players in South Africa, that in South Africa maybe we're a little bit more privileged than the players in Lesotho. They are more privileged than the players in Lesotho. But I think the talent is the same. The talent is, I think the only difference is the environment. I think the only difference is the environment. If the environments can be better in Lesotho, and I think you'll see. I think even the national team is doing better now. In Lesotho, they're doing well now.
It was careful.
They're doing better now. So I think that's what I'm saying. They're good players. They just need to be nurtured well as well. I think the background in terms of development plays a part now. I think that can be improved as well.
Only the privilege. Because of the economy, it's not the same. But also soccer player, meaning they're different in the privilege. So what from Bantu you moved to? No, not from the park, you said Botoban. From the park, Botoban.
But I came back to South Africa, coach Super Eagles, not coach Super Eagles by the way, as a technical director Super Eagles. I get technical director, to the coach basically, playing the sessions. Whatever happened over the weekend, how do you play? Bethlehem. Negro to the coaches playing sessions from the previous games, and we had to prepare sessions for them. Improve our team because they wanted to be promoted to first division. So Barikwa to technical director. So from there, I think I had to leave the club. Then I became a coach after the coach left. Then I became the coach there.
Coach, how do you spot the best play? Let's go, man. How never to let technical director?
I think.
No, about what you say leveling in. So give a total occasionally leveling in. You have to tell us. There is a random question aside for how do you spot a quality player? The pipeline team here, boy. How do you want to spot before get man? This one, man.
I think the personality. Sometimes people, it plays a big role. People don't understand it. The personality. Sometimes we'll have trials and look at these players and like the strikers there, midfielders there, wingers there, whatever. Put them there, and you just pose questions and you try to check. There are players with strong personalities that you already see.
I hope somebody who's watching on the body trialing and everything. It's a skill there, personality. Or you respect it. So it kala sense reduce ke to apara sense re traela o tla tla le bolo fela it kala somewhere bokae somebody on tata ma di traele use that ne be in mind let to be discipline of it personality will count
so that's basically what you see first. Sometimes players themselves were arrogant. You know, that's what I'm saying. When you're good, you're good. Do you think Dr. Kumalo was by the way, he was my favorite player when I was playing.
He also.
Do you think Dr. Kumalo, when he was playing at Chiefs, one of the top players at Chiefs, do you think he was not arrogant?
He was.
He was. So some people who knows their job, who knows what they're always arrogant, not in a negative way.
It's a way of motivating yourself to do right. Tikom Disa was arrogant.
Exactly.
Pesita was arrogant. Everybody.
Lefa was arrogant. Lefa was even now. Lefa is still arrogant, but it's not
in a bad way.
So
the concept is Marisa Sela. I know my part. I mean MC ka dintho tsa ga na re ke tshwere mma kwa tlametse ke be arrogant o batla o bula ona tlametse ntho ka ke tlalang ka ke tsebang gore ke tuna Spanish sa ka yona ke tsa ka yona o tlametse o be sona elena a ke na tlo tlela o tlo ba soft into
na hana gru ya lona le lena le yona be ke re cameraman e madusing teng ha ma hantle Because I call change a person now.
You
understand? So that's basically that. So people think because
it's not in a big
exactly.
way.
So people think when they watch football and they played football before, they'll tell you what to do. I'm not. I can take advice from everyone. I'll say everyone. Even Mafuta, I'll talk to Mafuta about football, and we'll talk. We'll talk. I'll listen to him. But there are people who will come to you and show you that they know better than you. So basically, for me, it's like no. If you believe it's like
but
that, it's fine.
But they never did that. Done that before. But no, it's also. But haso attempt
So Bantu FC?
Yeah, Bantu phone December. December, but get like one okay, no problem. We sign whatever the terms, whatever we agreed, and I went there. And they said, Coach, there's Matlama, they are number 2. We are chasing Matlama, and Matlama is flying. You have to catch up, whatever. All these things. So for me, I'm like, okay, catch up. Okay. For me, I don't. When I coach, I don't think about number 1 and number 3, number 4. If I'm number 2, I only see myself there. I only saw Bantu number 2. The other teams I don't see. Not because it's more about maybe get it or whatever. No,
but
because the focus, the focus. I zoom at Bantu, and when I zoom, it's like, okay, this is what I'm needed to do already. But do I have the arsenal? When I zoom, do I have the arsenal to chase these people? In my arsenal, do the players that I have at the time, will they be able to move to the level that the management want? Do I have the players that can play the way I want to play? Remember, I'm a coach that doesn't want to play the style that I've. Remember, I talked about art, refining, correcting yourself. Remember, so you go to a team and you change the style of play. Now this thing is something new now. So for me, I felt let me zoom and check things that can work against. Number 1. Things that can work against us. Then when I zoom, I'm like, here are they. These things can work against that, not to chase Matam or maybe win the league at the end of the day. But I had to keep them to myself as a coach and try to do the best I can as a coach in that environment at that time.
So feel like I'm saying that
some of the things I think it was just after COVID, and there was a lot going on in the club. So for me, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna mention all these things. Because sometimes it's like we're making excuses as a coach. For me, I'm not about excuses. I was like, okay, let me give a how far can I go? But I think when I was coaching Bantu, I think we played the best football. I think the first game that I was coaching was against Dinara. I think we played the best football. He played for Paris before, legend of the game. He played for Paris, was the coach at Dinari. After the game, what he said?
The development teams of Paris.
He was even a assistant coach at Paris. The same thing. He was a coach at Dinari.
After the game,
you know what he said?
What he said?
He was coaching my assistant coach. He said to my assistant coach, you know what? Lona banna le game at Champions League. We cannot do anything about the team alone. We had to drop deep, and they dropped deep. We played draw. They dropped deep, played a draw. But I think if a legend is saying that, and he is from the same qualifications of coaching as I am, and is saying, you guys are playing Champions League football. I had to drop back. So for me, it was a complaint enough to say what we're doing is right. If a coach of that caliber go for a low block against your team, he was like, no, this team is we were, for me, I felt we played above us in terms of what I wanted in the club. So it was improving. It was improving. So I felt this can work. So from there on, the first game I said this can work. Then I felt I'm going to continue this. So unlike we played two draws before then. We won one game and played a draw game. So I think people felt it's not working. For me, it was like, maybe some people don't see what is happening here.
Yeah.
Because everybody expected the Roto
Yeah. They don't see what is happening here. And if this is allowed to continue and progress,
Ke momentum.
exactly. So that's basically that. But I think we played the best football during that day, and I felt, this is what I want. Yeah, for me, when I watched the game again on my laptop, like, this is the game that this is how I wanted to play. So, but people were disappointed obviously because we didn't win. But I think we played the best football. After that game, when they felt the results were not coming, we had to sit down. I'm like, if you felt I could have done better the previous three draws, but I felt the team is going taking the direction I want. It's fine. I understand.
Coach, I think it's more like the industry. Once you're a musician, how to train of 20 years. But coach, how to win. But the downfall. But you was part of the plan, part of the Spanish
part of the progress.
Part of the progress.
And I couldn't recruit at the time. I couldn't recruit any player. So the transfer window was already closed. So I had to wait for the end of the season to really.
On a lighter note, due to time, let's go to the 10 hot questions.
Pipeline, the Potso and the Pipeline by Fitton government. We're having our guest, Coach Thobo Tsutsulupa, and my boy, the coin. But don't forget to subscribe to YouTube, follow all our social media platforms, Facebook, Pipeline Potso, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, as we were saying,
yes.
Coach, there was a tournament foundation, that led you to link in Tona and take them to Tloron Cop, Dilobona, Sundowns. Diego Sundowns. How did the initiative came? How the initiative started? Because of Serebo Norcasi. Nagonzela Stadium maybe let's say Manchester, Leeds, Mubs. Those were the three biggest teams. Caracas. We had like top 3. Likia, Manzopa. We used to fill up the stadium more than the day. So what happened, Kokasi? Or maybe like when I'm from somebody who's always analyzing Tabata ball or in all angles, what made Polakasi a kabate? Because of to be honest, Polakasi a kabate.
I used to joke. Coach. Not just a joke. Bona, it was more of a joke to them. The moment I leave football, I was honest. You know why? Because coaching is a full-time job.
It's a full-time job.
Remember, Steve Compel was a teacher, but he's coaching full-time now.
So who's the referee? Coach, who's the referee? He's a teacher. Well, the white guy was referee. He's also a teacher. And then apparently, Daniel Bennett.
So it's coaching is a full-time job. So people coach, they have their own professions. But it's about coach teams. It was okay. It was fine. But I always felt coaching is a full-time job.
Commitment.
Commitment. So and I think when I left KAIZER Chiefs, the gap was there. Not only me and the people that I was working with when they left football, the gap was there. So, and then when I was at Chiefs, the far Marcasi football issue, not because I'm a professional, then we know everything. No, but the passion that goes with it. When high coach a player you can't play for maps and then because
speaking of that,
if I'm coaching you, there's a progress report that I do. But how far are you with your development? How far are you in terms of so I couldn't let you play. Exactly.
along winela le nang
so progress report ya ka itla mai beteng gore now motho o ntsa me ke nana wa ka ya teng na but if you play for another team mola wa le mala wa ngana say so I couldn't let my players play for another teams because they need to build the brotherhood of the club ya role the way it was more of a brotherhood, not only football by the way, it was more the brotherhood that we, even now the players are Chomana, they're the players that I coached, they're still together because they knew the brotherhood whatever, so that's it should always been there. So I think now about at least football and then how the foundation about it. It's ke brainchild ba Lefa, but I always felt to brainchild ba back. He was more like him on a football can you do, but can I go think about it now? If I'll be there in everything as a coach, don't worry. So he came with this.
Okay. Question number 1. Okay.
Amen.
Yeah.
Say yes or no.
Okay.
How explain? You don't explain. Say yes or no. It's simple. I know negativity is about choosing.
Yeah.
Mama.
It's this or that.
Then after more, probably maybe has a ratio or more share. I explain it. What's about two innocence about Tobakai?
Yeah.
Because we're still going to ask about the locals. Or they came up according to this almost every time. So
sure.
Straight, yes or no? Lebzaka pa Mateo. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola or Sir Alex Ferguson?
Pep.
Okay. This one, I'm sure you're going to explain.
Go straight.
No, I'm sure he's going to explain.
No.
Lefa Tsutsulupa or Leshona Major?
Lefa Tsutsulupa. Not. So,
I told you he was going to explain. I told you.
I'm going to explain.
But you, why did you put the question there when you were good?
I knew he was going to explain. Okay.
The third one.
Love of football.
I don't understand. Love of football.
Oh, love of football.
Love of football.
Yeah.
Both. Because let me get it.
I can't still gonna be to explain now. Why did you say love?
Okay.
This one is fair. Let's say both. It's fair.
Okay.
It's fair.
It's
fair.
We'll
let it pass. We'll let it pass. Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi.
Okay. Tiki-taka or counter-attack football?
Tiki-taka.
Celtic or Degenerate?
Celtic.
Eliad.
Shakes Madebo or Adele?
Shakes.
Lisiamo or Bokang?
Bokang.
Okay.
4-4-2 or 4-4-3-3?
4-3-3.
4-3-3.
Yeah.
Okay. I think.
Let's go there. Okay.
Yes. Lefa or Major.
Yes, you explain. Very close to him. Okay. How old let me tell you? Explain. I get where the question about to local.
Yeah.
By the way, showing about the Hono.
Oh, sure.
Kabak taxi the fellow got money from like Lisiamo Lebokang.
Yeah.
Sile Adele. Majoro. Lituzuru.
Yeah.
Get like
or Adele.
I think the development of Shakesy compared to Adid, I'll say Shakes Made was better in a way that maybe he worked with me, but I think Thobo Tsutsulupa a little bit late. Adid Tsutsulupa a little bit late. I think if the development background there, I think you could have blossomed far earlier than how he blossomed. But they were blossomed early. I think because of the environment, they analyze how you I think if only Adil was in that development, I think he could have been playing professional by now. A good player as well, but I think he could be playing professional by now.
Because he's a good player.
Yeah, a very good one. So yeah, that's basically it.
Okay.
Yeah. For motivation, Okaba on Adil and Madebo. When I talk about the improvements of Tabela Mbadi, since well they are now Basevalepe, okay. Yeah, any way to food for thought Okaba Juizang.
I'll go for Adil. I think Adil, he loves football, but he only loves football. I think the passion has to be there.
Yeah, I think we take our passion.
He can play, but I think the passion is lacking. He after this he's gonna call me if he can listen to this interview. He's gonna call me.
That's what we want.
Yeah,
to empower them.
I think Madev. I think the person he is. I think the personality. I think somehow worked against him. I think while he was at Celtic, some of the things that I think he developed at Celtic, I think maybe diminished a bit. So I think maybe I'm proud of it because I wanted to be close to them, but I think they were just trying to be themselves a lot. I wanted to be close to them because I wanted them every time when they get home to come to me, to come to my place every time when they come home. Not because I wanted to but the challenges that goes in there, so that I can always talk to them. I can always try to, so that they tell, so that we can talk, so that I can help them. But I think somehow they were on their own. I think that's where everything started to change, especially for him. Especially for him.
And then there was Bokang and Samu. Those are your
which one did he choose?
Bokang.
Oh, okay.
For Chiefs? Yeah, it was Bokang.
Can I believe you even on to Chiefs? Didn't know that I love a City Cup.
Isiamo is highly talented.
He's highly talented. Yeah.
But he doesn't have the heart. He knows that. I think he knows that. He knows that. I've always tried to help him have the heart. The way I treated him during sessions, when we talk personal one-on-one with him, I always push him to have the heart. I think that is basically what was lacking with him. Bokang, I think the personality worked for him.
I think,
one of my favorite players, to be honest. I don't want to lie. Yeah.
I think his background as well, I think works for him. So I think that's what worked for Bokang in most cases. You won't believe he just graduated this year. Is it this year? I think he just graduated this year. He called me. I think even his father was called me and said, "Coach, this is your work." I was so proud to say I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. And all of them, all the players that I've coached that graduated, I'm always proud of them. I was basically more of a father figure to most of them. Some they don't even hide from me. They hide. They don't want to come to my place. They know. You know why they hide? They know I'm gonna tell them as it is. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. So they hide. They know what they're doing. I know what they're doing. I'm that kind of a person. They come to me. I tell you what's going wrong with you, because I'm so jealous about the people they become in terms of their future and their families and everything, because I think that can let them down anytime. Life can change with a split second. So we are trying to say the person that I helped to grow, that was part of when I was helping you to become the man you are now. You have changed a lot. You can change. You can achieve so many things. You can have so many. It's fine. It's okay. But there are things that you can change as a person. You want to tell me that when I was 12 years, the person I am now, I'm gonna behave the same as a 12. No, but their mental strength or second also not from a young age. For me, I was strong enough. I was starting to be strong. I was strong in terms of some of the things. As a young boy, I could even that beast to say, coach, coach. Ask him. Coach. Not because but you could feel I was already strong enough to stand on my own to say no, I don't want this. So not always you understand? I could stand up for him, but I could just can say my good work or no, but nah, no. So man, I'm not gonna give understand. Because that was the personality I had at the time. So people feel Hassan Duano you can have that personality. And then but how do you channel a person in a positive way? If you feel like maybe I channel in a positive way. Because
So the last one, I think this is gonna be the longest explanation that we ever had.
I'm gonna make it the shortest.
Dream team or PSG?
Dream team.
You were still to explain this part. Lefa or the show. No. Yeah.
I think emotional attachment to Lefa is stronger. I think growing as twins. I'll say twins because of we wear the same clothes and whatever. And we were at the time. So Myaga took care of us both of us.
Okay.
So when I'm to buy something, my late sister Tuntu Kilima comes and I had to buy a t-shirt. I'm like, then I'll take the grey one. And I'm like, damn, Lefa. You understand my point? Then I'll go to the blue one for him. So that's basically it. And I think that's how we grew up. And I love his babies. And it's emotional. It's one of those things, yeah. But it's how I think the late mother made sure that we grew up like that. It's one thing that I think the generation of my family don't really understand.
So it's way beyond football.
It's way beyond football.
I think that's why we're so attached. I love his babies to bits, and they know that. He loves my babies to bits. And I think a month back I was talking about my boy, like I said. So I think it's the one who's going to open opportunities for the boy. So it's what we need to understand, the attachment to the family. I think when that's why the family loses the grip of what is supposed to happen, basically. And that's basically it. I'm not afraid to talk about it now. This is my family. They know what I mean. They know what I want. They know how I love them. Even loser will tell you I love all. I think all the babies at home, all my babies, all my brothers' babies, all of them. I love them. I love them when I'm still young. So that's basically I think what needs to really catch up. Not only, especially in the black communities, we need to recapture our past. Exactly. They don't talk about them because they're more emotional. I love talking about them because this is where we are coming from. But we're missing all that, especially as the black communities. We want to be we want to live like the modern way. We don't take care of each other. We don't care who's going through what, and we just keep on living our lives and forgetting what is the most important thing as family. So I think I wanted this. This is part of me that I'll show you. I'm still a human being after all, and I love my family and.
Coach. Thank you for
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Diski limited. Now, was like, hey man, Ladybrand had this history of bolo. Hot money like you don't take a bonadal fit and maybe you could lose Malentona. Their money produce ball from Major Mambo like to Antonia and Yakamokasi. Okay, Chella in situations are also no. Arena on the team. There are few teams Karakasi. Okay, Antonia and motivate Antonia and the battle to Lisa career diskeep.
I think the environment is important. I'll say the environment because I think the foundation is going to play that part. Lefa Foundation wants to play that part. I think the environment is important. We'll move until I think maybe when I'm no more. But I will have done better in terms of the environment. I think we'll have that. It will be in Joburg basically. The foundation is going to be based in Joburg, but it's more about coming back home and doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Can you please touch the foundation or the initiative?
It's not only about football, by the way. Lefa played basketball when I was younger. People don't know. So basketball is part of that.
It's part of it.
Netball as well. So basically, we are trying to uplift sports in our community. So not only concentrating on football. We want to open opportunities for basketball, for netball, and the other sports that will adopt along the way. Everybody's allowed. We are more about developing that talent from the school. But there's more. But the best way to start is from the schools. I think schools football, school sports in general is not there. It's not there. But it's important that I'll advise schools to have coaches. Not educators. Not educators. Not educators anymore. Look, I'm now spanning some more report. Kunrad every Thursday. You coach about football. How many local schools here?
So
those who know exactly what we can do for Bana, and then let me to go to Kundra.
One thing about
I'm there at home.
I'm not racist or something. We black people are in sports. We don't support sport. When you go to Model C schools, it's a sport day. You see, it's a sport day. How to then we call it the sport day. You still tune into the Pipeline Potso 10 podcast. That's the podcast 9745. We are uplift, we improve everybody who has like in a positive way by fit. Hotman, coach. The foundation is gonna cater for everyone. Regardless age restriction. If you wanna join Kapakona maybe it's on the under level. Maybe I'm good at table tennis or ski or anything. Sports is register part the foundation or how do we go on the protocol of your product?
I think the foundation is like is uplifting the community. But the most important is the interest. The interest should be there. So everything is you'll move when the interest is there. Especially local. In Gauteng, the interest is already there.
It's already there.
So locally the interest will be there. Not only the interest of people who are participating, but people who can even form an LOC when we are local. It's there. So it's important because we want to uplift everybody. We talk about age restrictions. I think we are more on the youth side. We are more on the youth side. Just to be able to help in a way that what football brought to us, basically. So that they understand and the parents understand that it's not about really participating when we're a footballer. You can still be a manager, you can still be a sports scientist. There are careers in sports that everybody can take. But I think in black communities, it's more about when you're a footballer, it's okay. It's okay. So exactly. So we should be able to see. So you cannot really
substitute.
Mutuna can have a team manager. I'm managing team. Kid manager. So already you are grooming somebody in sport, but they already not gonna be a player. He's gonna be part of sports, but as something maybe administrator as well. So if people in administrator. You know what pays sports so before? What is the basic head?
Because
it comes from the background. So I think
but the number of supporters they play a role.
But otherwise, thank you so much for coming through. I think you are one of the people that we should look up to. I look up to you have achieved. We all look up to you have achieved so much, and you are one of those people that we can look up to and say this is possible. Especially and you are
the first people that interview me to that emotional level. I've been interviewed before, but
I also interviewed Ntona How. Can I get it? Can I Tefas? And Tefas was like, yeah, this was my first thing feeling like this.
and making the plea coach made Mubs and then only like one thing support. Now they coming back the foundation. the MC, I'm supporting the foundation.
I am also supporting the foundation.
I don't know the others.
I think the crew is also supporting the foundation.
We supporting the foundation.
And you should support the foundation.
The man behind the camera.
Remember?
You supporting the foundation.
Remember to support the foundation. Remember to support the podcast. Remember to support anyone who's doing something out there. Remember, if it was that easy, then everyone else would be doing it. I'm your host, The Coin, a boy from a castle where everyone literally knows everything. Bona, RIP to Solomon. Out.
Tell me that you need me.